But we are now approaching this island, or there's a number of islands actually, Shetland, where the company Pure Energy Center is situated. And we've been working with Oazer, creating the station that we will visit this afternoon. And Vincenzo Orisi next to me, this English sounding name, is from an island, but not Shetland. You're from Sicily.
From Sicily.
Sicily.
From extremely south of Europe.
Yeah. So I think that could be one story to listen to.
Yeah.
How the hell can you change from an island in the sun to Shetland? But I think at the moment we're more interested in listening to how it was building the station, if there was new problems, things to think about that you had to solve on the way. You're very welcome.
Good morning. Apologies, this is the only Swedish word I'm able to say, so now is your turn to listen in English while I was listening all the day in Swedish. My name is Vincenzo Ortisi, I'm from Pure Energy Center. It's a Scottish company that worked on hydrogen from a long time ago. We started in 2006, setting up the first hydrogen system in Scotland. And since that, we have acquired a lot of experience on the field and setting up hydrogen station all around the world. Today, I'll give a bit of a flavor what it's a background of the company, what we currently do, and I bring here some example of project to show you how hydrogen is used in all different type of sectors, and to prove that actually this technology is moving fast, extremely fast in the latest periods, we've seen a big boost of hydrogen project being developing worldwide. In simple terms, Pure Energy Center is your partner for supplying clean fuel infrastructure. We do energy storage technologies and renewable energy. So they are very well linked together, three sectors that are extremely important for the energy sector in general where we live. We consider ourselves a one-shop because within the company we have all sorts of technology that is related to gas, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. We do production, compression, storage, dispensing, and fuel cell. So actually within the company we have all the possible technology building and knowledge in the company. So when we start the project, we start from an early stage that is the development of the concept, and we grow with the customers up to the final stage, that will be installation and also taking care as well for the ongoing operation of the system. We do consultancy, training. A lot of our effort is put on training because there's a need for passing knowledge on these new technologies to a wider audience. We are remote. We are a small island in the north of Scotland, in the middle of the North Sea. It's up there. So, but despite we are so remote, we've been delivering hydrogen system all around. It's here, Europe, but also outside of Europe. We consider ourselves as a pioneering on these technologies. We start to set up hydrogen system when hydrogen was considered not an option. So we had to fight a lot to make this technology approved and accepted by public audience. So we are pioneering because as we have been on the front end on these technologies, we've been facing a lot of challenges. Challenges that are repeatedly, the more we develop projects, the more we face new challenge and we acquire knowledge and we bring this into the future project. Some of the awards: first refilling station in sub-zero condition, first refilling station in South Africa, South America, the first hydrogen truck, first refilling station in South Wales in UK, first hydrogen system in Africa, Scotland, first road license UK, fuel cell vehicle. So we've been working actually just there on the front, setting up sometimes the rules, how to use this technology. To prove that basically there has been a huge development of hydrogen. In just the last 6 months, we deliver a refilling station for buses, 350 kilowatt electrolyzer at 350 bar into the buses, 700 bar refilling station for vehicles with 900 bar hydrogen storage. HyPod, that's our concept of using an hydrogen production system within a container. So we sold these units for 16 cubic meters at 30 bars. There's a higher pressure electrolysis for industrial application. 5 cubic meters electrolyzer for ATEX environment. So it's a completely new field of activities we use mostly for industrial parts where there are classified zones. And then fuel cell for grid connection and off-grid connection. I'll bring here some example of projects where we have used our technology in wider application. This is the world first hydrogen from waste circular economy. Basically, this is an example of hydrogen that can be produced from a biogas plant, from the excess electricity that is produced by a biogas plant. This is a system that is operating in Scotland, where it takes and collects the waste, the municipal waste, and fish processing waste from aquaculture and fish treatment. They collect this waste, they produce biogas. Excess electricity is used into an electrolyzer for producing hydrogen and oxygen. And is circular because hydrogen, after is used for transport application, is used for fuel cell, for powering electricity to the fish farm. Oxygen is also used back into the fish farm, and again back again into the loop. This is just pictures of the oxygen capture station. So from the electrolyzer, oxygen is also produced. So when you produce from water hydrogen and oxygen, you can take this oxygen and use for other application, not just energy sector. So in this case, is for fish aquaculture. The hydrogen produced on site is used by the fuel cell. Again, this is a concept of a container with a fuel cell installed inside, and it is providing electricity to the fish farm. This is a refilling station where the local vehicles are powered by hydrogen. There is a van delivering the mail, and also a truck that is using hydrogen as a fuel for collecting the waste. So as you see, it's a completely circular economy. Another example of project, we've seen that all the major manufacturers of cars, they have a fuel cell car. So we've been working together with them, supplying infrastructure for their testing equipment and running their cars at their facility. This is a Nissan test track that we implemented for them, supplying hydrogen that has been used for their R&D activities on fuel cell vehicles. This is a bus refilling station for 350 bar, just for a public station in South America. Hydrogen is not only transport. This is an example of how hydrogen is used as well for in industrial process. This is for a glass manufacturing plant where they use hydrogen produced by renewable within their process. And finally, this is, I think you have seen the first pictures here on the left. That is basically the system that we deliver here in Umeå. That's basically how it arrived at the beginning. That's just after, I think, the day was delivered. And the other picture is actually the same location, but I don't need to teach you regarding bad weather. I come from Sicily, so for me it was a big surprise, a big shock. I've been living in Scotland for many years, and I thought that was, for me, the worst condition as weather. But here, I think life reserve always surprise. So this was a very good example of how we are pioneering in these technologies, where you expect to have all the knowledge and everything to handle a situation that you have not handled before, and actually when you come in place, there is always something new that has not been considered. In this case, the extremely weather conditions have been a real good challenge, and we've been working very hard with Oazer to learn from this experience and make mitigation measures into the system in order to make sure that it works also in very extreme region weather. Mr. Bo was showing temperature swing, so that is this is not a common practice for all around Europe, all the rest of Europe, and the rest of the world. So that needs to be taken in consideration when you're using this type of technologies. So lesson learned from this has been extremely valuable for us, and now we are ready to implement these new lessons into the whole future project and future development that will happen. So thanks very much.
Thank you.